Well, hello again to all the boys and girls out there in YouTube land watching. Georgia Beer Reviews back at you today with another one. And what I'm looking at is a beer from Greater Good Imperial Brewing Company out of Worcester, Massachusetts. And this is the Greylock 12% Imperial New England double or Imperial New England IPA. 12% alcohol. It says dry hopped for a smooth, citrusy finish. Greylock is the highest peak in Massachusetts and the biggest IPA in our portfolio. Now, I have had this beer at the brewery before. It's been a long time since I've had this beer. Now, I bought this as a single at a local liquor store, and it says that it was canned on April 2020 or April 23rd, and then it says 2020, and then the last number is cut off there. So I don't know if it was 2024 or 2023. Hopefully 2024, because then it would just be a month old at the time of this recording. But we'll find out when we pour it up here. Let me pause this for just a second. Sorry about that. Okay, so I have had this beer, but it's been a while. And hopefully this beer is just a month old and not a year old. But we'll find out here soon enough. Let's go ahead and pour it up. The appearance is about how I remember it. It's actually kind of clear. I mean, it's hazy, but you can see through it for sure. It's not like the New England juice bombs that I drink a lot from Treehouse, Spyglass, Modest Man, the unfiltered, super orange juice looking type IPAs. So it doesn't smell bad. There's not a ton of aroma other than citrus, a little bit of a breadiness. Very, sorry for all the dings. This always seems to happen when I'm in the middle of doing a review. It's got a nice kind of malt backbone too. So citrus, bready malt, almost a little bit of a floral note to it. It smells very pleasant. I will say that it smells nothing like 12%. There's nothing on the aroma that would indicate that this is a super high ABV beer. As you can see too, for 12%, it's got some nice head retention there. It's a good looking beer, good smelling beer. So without further ado, let's get into this brew. Cheers, guys. It's actually a little boozy because there's not a ton going on. It's not super thick and pulpy like a lot of the New England juice bombs that I'm used to. This is got some nice citrus notes. Then it kind of does have got a little bit of an alcohol kick to it. Some nice bready notes in the middle. Although I will say the body is pretty light. It is a little boozy though, but it goes down super smooth. Kind of like a wheat malt in the middle. Slightly crackery. Slightly resinous on the finish too. More West Coast kind of finish. Moderately bitter. This is enjoyable, but I think that I would never think of this as a New England IPA. It's juicy in the sense that it has some nice tangerine citrus notes up front, but then it's really malty in the middle, really bready, kind of crackery, wheat, like a wheat Triscuit or something. Um, and then kind of bitter on the finish. So, yeah, not bad. Just not what I was expecting. Not quite how I remember it. I would say that this is probably a month old, not a year old, because it's definitely hoppy. It's definitely got some nice flavors. Um, it doesn't have an old hop like musky type thing that you get with an old beer, an old hoppy beer. This is really enjoyable, but it's slightly boozy. It's more bitter than I would like. It's not juicy enough. I want it to be juicier. Um, I'll give it an 83. It's just kind of getting into that solid B, good range. It's disappointing as a New England style IPA, which is what they listed as Imperial New England IPA. Um, just call it an American IPA, an Imperial American IPA, or just an Imperial IPA. The New England name to it is kind of misleading because I think people that live up in New England expect when you say New England IPA, they're expecting more haze, more juicy, less bitter. So, an enjoyable beer, a really good 12% IPA, but slightly boozy, not cloyingly sweet or anything like that, but you can tell that this one's up there because there's not a ton going on. And it, doesn't mask the alcohol very well. Kind of drinks like a high gravity malt liquor with some added hops in a lot of ways, which I like malt liquor. It's good, but it's nothing to write home about. I would recommend it if you like greater good beers. This is one to try for sure. If you go to the brewery, I would definitely check it out. But I wouldn't buy a 4 pack of it. I wouldn't buy this again necessarily. Um, but it's decent. So 83 out of 100 for Greylock Imperial New England IPA from Greater Good Brewing Company out of Worcester, Massachusetts. If you ever are in Worcester, definitely go check them out. They have a great brewery, um, really good food on the menu as well. They do flights, so you have a really great experience if you actually go to the brewery. And they have the Pulp Daddy and some other really iconic beers that are amazing. This one just falls a little bit short for me, but still a good beer. Um, 83 out of 100 for Greylock. Buy it, try it, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. That'll do it for this beer review. Hope you're all having a wonderful day, and until next time, everybody, cheers.